Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 is the follow-up to Mob Psycho 100. This season was fantastic. It shows you the pinnacle of what animation can do. It was eye-poppingly dazzling. The artwork and animation by Studio Bones is just absolutely jaw-dropping for some of the stuff. They also do the animation for My Hero Academia. But for Mob Psycho, they just nail it out of the park this season around somehow even topping the gonzo nature of the first season. This season follows Mob coming out of his shell a little bit more. It's more of a coming-of-age story. They sort of slow stuff down. We do get an amazing action sequence in the second episode already. And then we get a really interesting arc around episodes, I think 4 to 6, I believe. 4 to 6 or 7. With a new interesting villain, and then we slow things down again to sort of explore the relationship between Mob and Regan. And then also we have some other stuff going on to make it more of a coming-of-age story. It's less the first season was more about like struggling with the control of the powers, and the second season is more of an exploration of what it means to use your powers for whatever reasons. In many ways, this like concept of this show, the manga, the story kind of mimics some of the stuff in One Punch Man. You know, Saitama is one of the strongest people. He is the strongest force on the planet, but you know, what if you were to turn evil? So Mob Psycho 100 feels like a sort of, you know, grounded superhero tale, because you have some amazing superpowered smackdowns where people are like throwing each other through buildings and things like that, and like throwing buildings at each other and all sorts of insane eye-popping battles, but they don't have superhero names. They don't have like costumes. They're just people who happen to have powers. So the themes that this series explores is like your role in society, heroism, ambition, and there's a really great, you know, moral to take away from the story anyway, as well as, you know, the main character can take away too, because, you know, he asks himself a lot of questions. Is he being exploited by Regan? You know, if he were to turn evil or lose control, would anyone be able to stop him? And then there's also the nice dichotomy of exploring the different facets of power, because the main villain ends up being the leader of Claw, and he is basically what would happen if you hoarded power for so long and kept people away. Meanwhile, Mob has a really great support system which keeps him grounded and able to, you know, not lose control and just become a complete psycho. So, as well as the good story, such fantastic action-packed sequences, and also a lot of heartwarming moments too. There's a lot of feels moments. There's at least 2 or 3, and the action sequences are crazy. There's the one in episode 2, and then there's the mid-season finale. I noticed that it kind of mimics the structure of the first season. The first season has that sort of mid-season big battle. The first season was Hanazawa, and this one it was an evil spirit, and then of course you have the big boss battle, but leading up to the boss battle you have all the sub-boss battles. So I mean, obviously there's a lot of parallels between One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. There's even one of the villain characters says an exact line that Garo does in One Punch Man, as well as also doing the simple basic best way to up tension in a story. If your main character is too strong, have him not be there and have all of his allies have to fight, and you know, there's more tension and suspense that way. For example, while Saitama is looking for the alien leader in One Punch Man, Mob is passed out in this season finale, so a lot of his friends have to take on the Ultimate 5, which are like 5 powerful warriors that the leader of Claw has scoured it from all over the globe, and obviously they have their own powers, moves and things like that. So it ends up being really more suspenseful, knowing that these weaker characters that are not our protagonists could get destroyed by these vicious, varied opponents. So there's a lot of comic bookish moments without having the actual dressing of being a superhero story. But Mob Psycho 102 is an amazing feat of animation and storytelling. Really great usage of music as well. You know, when certain tones of music happen, you know stuff's going to go down. And it's just a beautiful piece of art. It's you know, one of the best anime I've ever seen, and apparently there's still 3 story arcs left in the manga. So I don't know if they're going to do another third season shorter or a movie or something, but I'm looking forward to more if there is more, and I definitely recommend Mob Psycho 100.